Okay. Good morning again. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the first appearance calendar for Clayton County Magistrate Court this morning. We will first swear in all of the inmates that's on the jail list for today. There is one inmate that does require an interpreter. So I will have to speak slowly to allow the interpreter to properly communicate my statements to the inmate. At this time, I'm going to swear in each inmate. If you will raise your right hand.
Cada uno de los reos levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear and affirm that the information as well as the testimony that you give to the court today, including the information provided on your court-appointed counsel form, is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Jura usted y afirma que la información y el testimonio que usted va a dar ante la corte en el día de hoy, incluyendo la información suministrada para que le nombre un abogado de oficio, es correcta y verdadera.
Y'all say I do.
Okay,
Díganlo,
thank
juro.
you. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
We are not here to try your case today or to take a plea.
No estamos acá para juzgar su caso en el día de hoy o para aceptar una declaración a cargos.
You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you,
Usted está acá para que la jueza le informe cuáles son los cargos en su contra,
advise you of certain rights,
que le informe cuáles son sus derechos,
set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail,
que le fije una fianza en aquellos delitos que a la jueza se le autoriza fijarle fianza,
to schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf,
de programarle una audiencia preliminar
and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
y de determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio y no decir nada.
But should you choose to give up this right,
Pero si usted elige renunciar a este derecho,
anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial.
cualquier cosa que usted diga durante este procedimiento podría ser usado en su contra si su caso va a juicio.
Doing this and all other court proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence.
Durante este y todos los procedimientos ante este tribunal, usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia
Until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad más allá de una duda razonable.
You have the right to indictment by the grand jury for most felonies or accusation for misdemeanors.
Usted tiene el derecho a que el gran jurado le formule una acusación para la mayoría de los delitos graves o que se le formule una acusación para los delitos menores.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un juicio sin demora público y ante un jurado.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena.
Usted tiene el derecho de exigir a que sus testigos comparezcan ante el tribunal mediante un citatorio.
You have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense should you choose to do so.
Usted tiene el derecho de testificar y presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su propia defensa si usted así elige hacerlo.
But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Pero si usted elige no hacerlo, por esto no se debe asumir que usted es culpable.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you during these proceedings and all other court proceedings.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente durante este procedimiento y durante todos los procedimientos ante este tribunal.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of your case.
Alguno de ustedes se le va a permitir pagar fianzas sin restricciones para permitirle salir de la cárcel teniendo el caso pendiente para ser procesado,
Which may be cash, commercial, or property.
la cual podría pagar en efectivo usando una compañía de fianza o usando una propiedad.
If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash,
Si usted paga su fianza en efectivo, alguien tiene que llevar la cantidad total de su fianza en efectivo,
together with applicable mandated fees to the sheriff's office.
juntos con las tarifas mandatorias aplicables a la comisaría,
Who would hold it until your final court date,
la cual se quedaría con este dinero hasta el final de su caso.
at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Y en este caso, en ese momento, el dinero en efectivo de su fianza le sería reembolsado a la persona que lo pagó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff,
Si usted usa una compañía de fianzas aprobada por la comisaría,
someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond
alguien le tendría que pagar a la compañía hasta el 15% de la cantidad total de su fianza,
as their fee for their service.
como la tarifa por sus servicios,
This fee will not be returned.
pero esta tarifa no le sería reembolsada.
Someone may post a bond using their property
Alguien puede pagar la fianza usando su propiedad
if they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
si ellos tienen un capital neto en la propiedad que sea hasta 3 veces la cantidad total de su fianza.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond
Algunos de ustedes van a tener condiciones especiales en su fianza,
that prohibit you from contacting certain people
en las cuales se le prohíbe ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas
or going to or around certain places.
o de que vayan a ciertos lugares.
This special condition will be provided on your bond order.
Estas condiciones especiales se le van a dar o se le van a poner en las condiciones de su fianza.
You will also be prohibited from calling or having contact with the alleged victim while you're out on bond.
A usted también se le va a prohibir de que llame o que tenga contacto con la presunta víctima mientras usted esté fuera bajo fianza.
Should you violate the court order, your bond will be revoked,
Si usted infringe la orden de la jueza, su fianza sería revocada
and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
y usted no va a tener derecho a tener otra fianza mientras usted espera ir a juicio.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
El cargo adicional de persecución ilícita con agravante,
influencing witnesses,
influenciar a un testigo
or other charges the law may provide could be brought against you.
o cualquier otro cargo que se permita por ley le podrían ser imputados,
For which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000.
por los cuales usted podría ser sentenciado hasta 10 años en la prisión y pagar una multa de hasta $20,000.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Para los familiares los cuales le van a ayudar a pagar su fianza,
they will be provided with information about your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for today.
a ellos se le va a dar la información de cuánto es la cantidad total de su fianza después que hayamos concluido esta audiencia inicial en el día de hoy.
If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant,
Si un pariente es la presunta víctima en la orden de arresto
and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member,
y hay una condición especial que dice que usted no puede tener contacto con ese pariente,
he or she will not be allowed to post bond.
a él o a ella no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Algunos de ustedes se le acusa de delito en los cuales por ley a esta corte no se le permite o no está autorizada a fijarle una fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge.
En ese caso, una audiencia para pedir fianza va a ser programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior
And I will inform you of that date during your first hearing this morning.
y yo le voy a informar de cuál va a ser esa fecha durante su audiencia inicial en la mañana de hoy.
If you're currently on active probation, this court is not authorized by law to set bond.
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional, por ley a esta corte no se le permite fijarle una fianza.
Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has the opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation.
Esta fianza sería tomada en consideración nuevamente después que su agente de libertad condicional tenga la oportunidad de decidir si va a someter una revocación de su libertad condicional.
This is usually during your preliminary hearing.
Y esto normalmente ocurre durante su audiencia preliminar.
The purpose of preliminary hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas
or probable cause
o motivo fundado
to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial.
para justificar continuar con usted detenido hasta que su caso vaya a juicio.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos menores solamente, usted va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Waiving your hearing will not affect your right to post bond,
El renunciar a su audiencia, esto no afecta su derecho a pagar fianza,
your right to have an attorney represent you,
su derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente,
or your right to a jury trial.
o el derecho de tener un juicio ante un jurado.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si usted paga su fianza, su audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing,
Si usted elige tener una audiencia preliminar en un delito menor,
your hearing will be scheduled for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
su audiencia va a ser programada para el 27 de junio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
For those of you charged with felony offenses,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos graves,
you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted no va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Su audiencia preliminar va a ser programada para el 26 de junio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
That will conclude my opening remarks. At this time, I will take the inmate that requires a Spanish interpreter.
Eso concluye mis instrucciones iniciales. En estos momentos yo voy a tomar el caso de la persona que habla español.
Let's see y'all go back. That's good.
Oh, this thing wobbly, honey. Stand over by the wall, sir. Don't lean on the wall. Okay.
Deputies, if we can move the camera so we can fully see his face. Yeah. Okay. Sir, state your full name for us.
Señor, diga su nombre completo para nosotros.
Ramiro Centeno Cruz.
Ramiro Centeno Cruz.
Sir, you've been charged with 4 offenses.
Señora, usted se le acusa de 4 delitos.
I will give you the offense and the bond amount for each offense.
Yo le voy a decir cuál es el delito y la cantidad de fianza por cada delito.
First, you have been charged with red light violation. Your bond amount is $1,000.
Primero, a usted se le acusa de cruzar un semáforo en rojo y su fianza es de $1,000.
The second offense is hit and run. Your bond amount is $3,000.
El segundo delito es de chocar y darse a la fuga y la cantidad de su fianza es de $3,000.
The third offense is driving without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000.
El tercer delito es de conducir sin licencia de conducir y su fianza es de $1,000.
The fourth offense is DUI, alcohol less safe. Your bond amount is $3,000.
El cuarto delito es de manejar bajo los efectos del alcohol y como consecuencia manejo menos seguro y su fianza es de $3,000.
Therefore, your total bond is $8,000.
Y por esta razón la cantidad total de su fianza es de $8,000.
Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
¿Entiende usted los cargos y las cantidades de su fianza?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
¿Puede usted pagar su fianza?
Necesito hablarle a mi familia.
I have to call my family.
Okay. And do you require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney?
¿Requiere usted la asistencia de un abogado de oficio?
Yeah.
No sé si puedo yo pagarlo, necesito hablar con mi familia para que lo puedan pagar ellos.
I don't know if I can pay for it. I need to call my family to see if they can pay.
Okay, can you ask him if he has a job?
¿Tiene usted empleo?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, can he give me an estimate of his monthly wages?
¿Me podría usted decir cuál es un promedio, un estimado de su ingreso mensual?
2,000, 1,500.
1,500 mensuales?
Ajá.
¿Perdón?
1,500 o $2,000, porque varían mis días, no trabajo todos los días.
$1,000, $1,500, $2,000. It all depends because I don't work every day.
Okay. So please let him know I have appointed an attorney to represent him.
Yo le he nombrado un abogado para que lo represente.
Lastly, his preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Y finalmente, su audiencia preliminar está programada para el día 27 de junio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Please let him know that will conclude his first appearance hearing for this morning.
Y esto concluye su comparecencia inicial en la mañana de hoy.
Si pagan la fianza a mi familia, puedo que suspenden la audiencia.
Repita.
Si mi familia paga la fianza, se suspende me presento hasta el día 26 a la audiencia.
If my family pays the bond, do I show up on the 26th for the hearing?
No, if he bonds out, it will automatically be waived since he's been charged with misdemeanors only.
No, si usted paga su fianza y sale, la audiencia sería cancelada o se cancela automáticamente porque a usted se le acusa de delitos menores solamente.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
So let me just confirm, deputies, is it any other inmates that require an interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, you're free to go.
Senior.
Okay, we're gonna proceed forward with the female inmate. Please state your full name for me.
Cornisha Annette Allen.
Ms. Allen, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the bond as well as the bond amount?
I do understand, but would like to plead not guilty.
No, you're not doing that right now, man. That's not what we're doing.
Well, you're not required to enter a plea today. I'm just required to inform you of the charge against you and set bond for you. I've scheduled your next court date. Let me finish. Let me talk. I've scheduled your next court date for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand that's your next court date?
June who?
June 27th. June 27th. That'll be your next
I
court
don't
date.
agree, but it is what it is.
Okay, no problem. And then do you require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney?
Public assistance. But
Okay,
I'm way over to my lawyer. I have a personal lawyer. I'm in a big divorce case.
Okay, are you currently employed?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm retired.
Okay, well, I have appointed an attorney to represent you just in the event that you need one. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Allen. Allen. State your name again.
President Allen McCord. Okay, 1 minute, please. Ms. Allen, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the bond as well as your bond amount?
Yeah, it may come.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're not to return to the Walmart located at 2940 Enville Block Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30294. You understand that?
I do.
Okay,
I'm confused.
I just need to know you understand. Okay, also you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Wait a minute.
Okay, you would like to waive it. If you would like to waive it, you would need to sign a waiver form from the deputy. You understand that?
That's if I post bond, right?
Well, if you post bond, it's automatically waived. If you would like to waive it before you post bond, you will need to sign a form from the deputy now.
No, I don't.
No, you don't wanna wait?
No.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. And it looks like you completed your court-appointed counsel. I have appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. And please state your full name for me.
Marie Jackson.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is murder malice. There, in light of the circumstances, there's a no bond on the murder charge. Only a superior court judge can set bail for you. With respect to the remaining charge of being in possession of a weapon during a crime, your bond amount is $10,000. With respect to the charge of stalking, your bond amount is $5,000. Your bond hearing has been scheduled for June 30th of 2023, and then your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you completed a request for court-appointed counsel?
No, ma'am, I have a private attorney already.
Okay, let me just pull your form here and if I can notate that on the form. Okay, you're gonna hire your own attorney?
Yes, ma'am, he's already hired.
Okay. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, please give me your full name.
Juanita.
Okay, you said McDowell, correct? Okay, Ms. McDowell, you've been charged with approximately 10 offenses. I'm gonna read you each offense and give you the bond amount for each. When I conclude the reading of the offenses, I will give you your total bond for release. The first offense is a DUI combined substance. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is violation of Georgia seatbelt law. The bond amount is $500. The third offense, open container in violation of Georgia law. The bond amount is $500. Next offense, distracted driving. The bond amount is $1,000. You have a possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond amount is $1,500. There's a charge for use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. You have 2 separate counts for violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. For the first count, the bond amount is $3,000. And then for the second count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, the bond amount is $3,500. So therefore, let me just see what your total bond is. Is $14,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond? I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date? June 26.
Okay.
Okay, and then did you complete a request for court-appointed counsel? Do you not require the assistance of an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see here what you put on the form. So you did complete the form. You would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, 1 minute here. Please state your full name for me.
Wilson.
Ms. Wilson, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is driving under the influence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Second offense, open container in violation of Georgia law. The bond amount is $500. You are also charged with driving an unregistered, driving a vehicle with an unregistered tag or unlicensed tag. Your bond amount is $1,000. And then the fourth offense, obstructing an intersection, your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount? You say yes?
Yes.
Okay. I scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the court.
Okay, and did you complete a request for court-appointed counsel?
Said what?
Did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel?
I did not.
Okay, are you gonna hire your own attorney?
I do not have one.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, deputies, we'll proceed forward with the male inmates. The inmate requiring an extradition hearing, I will do him last.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Where you on? The judge talking to you.
Ma'am,
Did you hear me?
oh ma'am,
I said, can you state your full name for me?
Holy Tracy 8's.
Okay, and that's spelled ATES, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is cruelty to children in the first degree. The bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $6,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Ma'am,
Can you make bond?
I haven't been allowed to use the phone, ma'am. I would.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Ashton Wells. Do you recognize that name? I
Yes,
believe
ma'am.
that's your stepson, correct?
No, it's not my stepson.
Okay, but you recognize, who's that to you, Mr. Wells?
Nobody, me, his mother has been apart since I came home from prison in March of 2020, and we broke up. I had contact with him.
Okay, well, there's a no contact, which means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot go to Mr. Wells' home or workplace. Also, you're prohibited from returning to the incident location identified as 4264 Old Rock Hood Road,
No,
Conley,
ma'am, that's
Georgia. Let me finish, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Conley, Georgia, 30288. Is that your primary residence?
Ma'am, that's
Okay, if that's your primary residence, I will include a provision in the order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property. Also, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. So, sir, let me be clear, you will have to make other arrangements with respect to your residence as a condition of your release. If you're unable to comply with those conditions, then I can deny bond to you today. Do you understand that?
yes, ma'am. We don't live together, ma'am.
Okay, well, according to the warrant here, they have it listed as a, they said cruelty, the family violence. So with a family violence, I do have to restrict you from returning to that location. Let me see if it's a different incident location. So it looks like the incident location is the 4663 Wall Drive, Forestport, Georgia, 30297. Who stays at that address?
That's her address.
Okay. Okay, so you'll be prohibited from returning to that address. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023. I'm sorry, it's June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then with respect to your court-appointed counsel form, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
Next person. Name.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay, please give me your full name.
Hey, over Barfield.
Hey, Mr. Barfield, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is giving a false name, date of birth, or address to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Fourth offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your, you can make bond. There will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Amani Rivers. You recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
She's the alleged victim in the case, so you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media. You cannot contact her by telephone or through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Also, because the incident occurred at 1507 Pine Drive, apartment J14, Collegeport, Georgia, I'm prohibiting you from returning to that location while you're out on bond. I understand that is your primary residence and that you are the leaseholder, which is what led to the dispute. However, the alleged victim in the case is still resides there based on my review of the warrant. And so therefore you will have to make arrangements to stay elsewhere. You understand that, sir? You say, I need a verbal yes?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then there will be a provision in the order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property from that location. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, and then
If I waive it, what am I doing if I waive it?
that means that it'll be taken off the calendar. If you bond out, it's automatically waived, okay?
Okay.
So we can leave it on the calendar here, and then I've appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application.
I could bond out and waive it. I didn't know what it meant. That's why I had action.
Well, that's what I mean. If you bond out, it's automatically waived, so you don't have to do
okay.
anything. Yeah, and then I've appointed an attorney to represent you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks. State your name.
My name is Samuel Bozeman.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Mr. Bozeman, you've been charged with one offense of theft of services. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am. I do have a question though.
Okay, so we'll wait till I finish
Okay.
going over your charges, and then I'll allow you to ask any questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, sir, you've been charged with a felony. Therefore, your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have, you can ask any questions now.
Okay, ma'am, I was locked up. I rented a U-Haul from Clayton County, okay? And I got locked up in Pike County, but I didn't return it on time. And they had my debit card and everything. Yes, sir.
You want to hear the case?
Oh, no.
Well, sir, let me just stop you. If this,
All I'm
sir,
saying-
sir, let me just stop you. If this not related to the charge of theft of service, then I cannot assist you, okay? So that will conclude your first appearance hearing for this morning.
No,
You have a
ma'am.
nice day.
No, man,
Thank
everybody about to
you.
come over.
Thank you, sir.
I've already been arrested today.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Leonard Brown, Your Honor.
You said Brown.
Yes, ma'am, Leonard Brown.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as the bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
No, ma'am, I have a job though.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Do you
Wait,
understand?
wait,
that's
wait, I'm sorry. You're saying,
Your
can I
bond-
make-
Your next court date is June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date?
yes, but you asked me, can I make bond?
Yeah.
You mean, do I have any money?
Well, what can you make bond? Can someone make arrangements for you?
Yeah, they can, but the thing is, I don't really have any money.
Okay, no
Myself.
problem.
Whatever.
Well, I've set bond for 1,500. It's up to you to see how you can make arrangements to secure your release. I've also appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you based on your application. That will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you.
So I do have a bond?
Yes, it's $1,500, sir.
Hello, they down on Wednesday, right? They on Wednesday, right?
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Matthew Jordan Calhoun.
Mr. Calhoun, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is normally driving a motor vehicle on a suspended or canceled license. Your bond amount is $1,500. The third offense is driving without insurance. Your bond amount is $1,000. And then the fourth offense is failure to change your license. The bond amount is $500. I'm sorry, failure to change your address on your license. Your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $4,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Yeah, I'll keep it on count.
Okay, and then based on
You don't know what they be doing.
your application here, I see that you employed, I can't read, what is your estimate of your monthly wages?
Hey, y'all go to the door.
2,000.
2,000, okay, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Where you from?
Can I step in a second?
No, 4.
Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Richard Francis Cavazos.
Okay, 1 minute here. Sir, you've been charged with 5 offenses. The first offense is disorderly conduct. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is public drunkenness. Your bond amount is $1,000. You have a charge of open container in violation of Georgia law. The bond amount is $500. You were also charged with prohibited parking. Your bond amount is $500. And then for the simple assault, the bond amount is $2,500. That was on a law enforcement officer. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Are they? I don't know what. Do you have?
Okay, so you're breaking up.
Are they misdemeanors?
Yes,
All of them?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be happy because I saw the other charge that looked like it was released. So you have been charged with all misdemeanors. Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
What does that mean? I got no money for bonds.
Okay, well, I'll keep it on the calendar, and then if you bond out, it's automatically waived. I've also appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Jack.
Marquise Chapman.
Okay, 1 minute, sir.
Jackson.
You said Chadwick, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've been charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond amount is $500. I'm sorry, $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see here, I've approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No. State your name.
Okay, state your name for me, sir.
Robert Evans.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation. Your bond amount is $20,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I think so.
Okay, I scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date?
When it was?
June 26.
Okay.
And if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Centuria Shante Cox. Do you recognize that name?
Santavia Shante Cox, and I don't need to see what's the charge of strangulation. All I did was push her, so I didn't strangle her.
Okay, sir, but we're not here to try your case today. I'm
Understand.
just required to inform you of the charges. There's a no contact against the alleged victim, which means you must stay away, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact the victim through at her home or workplace or through a third person. Also, because the incident occurred at 4674 Mays Drive, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then you will need to make other arrangements, sir. However, I will include a provision in my order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property from that location. Do you understand that?
Understand.
I've also approved a court-appointed attorney to represent you based on your application. When I finish, sir, do not interrupt.
Sorry.
When I finish, so I've approved the court-appointed attorney to represent you. At this time, you can ask any questions that you would like.
Ask me questions you like.
Yes, sir.
She came to my place.
Okay, so no, that's not a question. So that will conclude your first appearance here today. Have a good day, sir. Have a good day.
Buy you back.
State your full name for me.
Again,
Mr. Gant, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond amount is $5,000. The second offense is loitering. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $6,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
yes.
Okay, can you make bond?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not from here, so.
Okay, no problem. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you did complete a court-appointed application. You put that you're employed, but you did not provide an estimate of your monthly wages. Can you give me an estimate?
Not really. I'm a barber, so
Can you give me a range?
shit, no, not really. Maybe I just said 1,000 or something. a month.
Okay,
But I don't
okay,
know.
so based on that, I have approved a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I'm sorry, you got more.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Everyone, 8's.
I'm sorry, spell that for me.
Tyrone Hines. HINDS. Tyrone.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll take you. And then deputies, has Gonzalez bonded out?
Yes, Your Honor, that's because I was bonded out.
Okay. You wanna check that, Miss Mary?
Yeah.
Okay. And I got you, you said Mr. Hines, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
First name Tyrone?
Yes.
Okay, sir. You've been charged with 1 count of aggravated stalking. Because only a superior court judge can set bond for that charge, I'm denying bond to you today. Do you understand that? Okay. I believe you violated the court's order to stay away, the no contact. So I believe you were informed if you violated it, then your bond could be revoked. Also, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:38 a.m. Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I've scheduled your bond hearing for June 30th of 2023 at 8:38 a.m. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
So the bond is June 13th.
Yeah, the bond hearing is June 30th. Your preliminary hearing is June 26th.
Okay.
You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
I do.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
You say you have a question?
Yes.
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 Please proceed.
I do have attorney. I have an attorney.
You already have you have your own attorney?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've approved an attorney to represent you in the event that you need one in place. If you already have an attorney, they will just withdraw. Okay?
But what if I didn't came in any contact with the person?
Well, okay, we're not here to try your case today. You can provide that information to your attorney. Okay, thank you.
Judge Gonzalez is out to bond.
Okay, he is. Okay, thank you. Please give me your full name. You say Hall?
Yeah, really, James Hall.
Okay, Mr. Hall, you here? 1 minute. One minute, sir. Okay. Mr. Hall, you've been charged with 1 count of giving a false name, date of birth, or address to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make
Yes.
the bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? If you bond out, it's automatically waived. Would you like to just leave it on the calendar?
Yeah, just leave it on the calendar.
Okay, no problem. And then it looks like you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. And it's Keon is your first name.
Yes.
Okay. You've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is burglary. Your bond amount is $25,000. The second offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. The third offense is giving a false name or date of birth to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $28,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I don't know yet.
Okay. I will schedule your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date? June 26 is your next court date. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, deputies, do we have Mr. Harrison?
Yeah, go.
All right, let me put mine.
I'm sorry on that. He's coming.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. State your full name for me.
Dominique Harrison.
Okay, Mr. Harrison, you've been charged with 5 offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act with intent to manufacture, deliver, distribute, dispense, administer. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act with intent to manufacture, sell, distribute, deliver. Your bond amount is $5,000. The third offense is being in possession of a weapon during a crime. Your bond amount is $5,000. The fourth offense is possession of a firearm or alteration of a firearm or dangerous weapon. Your bond amount is $6,000. And then the last offense is theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond amount is $5,000. Therefore, your total bond is $24,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay, I will schedule your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
Just one, Your Honor, we don't have phones in the dorm that we're in. So going back, we won't be able to make phone calls.
Okay, so that's something you would have to speak to the sheriff's office about, okay?
Okay,
Thank
right.
you.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, state your full name for me. Sir.
Graylin Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, you've been charged with 1 count, possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. You understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Not sure, can you request a signature bond?
No, sir. I have the 1,500 is the minimal. I schedule your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, say June 27th.
Mm-hmm. Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it on the calendar, ma'am.
Okay, and then you didn't complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney?
Yeah, I was never given the paper.
Okay, no problem. Do you have a job?
I do.
Okay, can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages?
About 2,600 votes.
Okay, so based on that, I will approve a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, the judge is bad. How you doing?
Good, sir. Sir, 1 minute. If you can stand back so I can see your full face, sir. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
State your full name for me.
Charles Moore.
Okay, Mr. Moore, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is fleeing from a police officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is not properly operating or using motorcycle equipment. Your bond amount is $1,000. The third offense is obstruction or hindrance of your display of your license on your motor vehicle. The bond amount is $1,000. And then the last offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Correct.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Nah, keep it on the calendar.
Okay, and then I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
My question really is just what he's had. How we gonna get these phone calls out without the phone?
Okay, so you heard my first response to him. So again, you would have to talk to the sheriff's office about that, and that will
Oh,
conclude your
okay.
first appearance here for today. You have a good day, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hey, sir, here we go.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Kelvin Scott.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Mr. Scott, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Unfortunately, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today on that felony offense because based on your criminal history, you are currently on active probation for a theft charge where you were sentenced on January 26th of 2023 in Henry County State Court. You understand no bond on that for the active probation, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I've set bond on the remaining charges for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Use or possession of drug-related items, your bond amount will be $1,000. And then the monitoring, your bond amount is $1,000. But there is a no bond on the felony charge. And then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26th of 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then let's see here. I've appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And we got 26. Water.
What's your name, okay? What's your name, brother?
Tell your name.
Robert Davis.
Tell your name.
Okay,
Say
1
your
minute, sir. What happened to what happened to Mr. Simpson?
This is me. That's Simpson.
That's you?
Robert.
Okay, great. Okay. So you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is loitering. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $3,500. The third offense is crossing a guard line with drugs, gun, or alcohol. Your bond amount is $3,000. And then the fourth offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $11,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I see here you were unable to complete your court-appointed counsel form. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I
So
can't see.
Okay, no problem.
I applied for my disability.
Okay, well, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good luck, sir.
Come on. Hold on. Go straight. So can we put him back? Here we go. Yeah, you have to hold the base for me. And then there we go. There we go. All right, sir. You good? Look. Say your name.
Michael Smith. Michael
Okay,
Smith.
Mr. Smith, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Your second offense is terroristic threats. Your bond amount is $5,000. And then the third offense is loitering or prowling. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $7,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, sir, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim by the name of Paulina Gomez Morcias. That means you must stay away from the alleged victim, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager. You cannot contact her through a third person, by telephone, through text message, through social media, and you cannot go to her home or workplace. You understand that, sir? Okay, then secondly, because the incident occurred at 846 Bryan Court, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297. You're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence? Okay, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property from that location. And then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes.
Okay, and then you were unable to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay, and can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages? How much did you say?
500 months,
You said 500?
400 months.
400? Okay, so based on that, I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, sir? Okay, thank you.
Esther, you done?
Okay. State your full name for me, sir.
Yadrick Stevens.
Mr. Stevens, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is drug-related items, use or possession. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary here for June 27, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on there.
Okay, no problem. And then I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Otis Swain.
Mr. Swain, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The second offense is possession of a handgun by a person under 18. The bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will schedule your preliminary hearing for June 27th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you were unable to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
I have one question. I was asking if in the way, can I just set up a request for an SOB? Because I can probably make one, but I don't know because I ain't got no job and I ain't even at my house right now, man. But me and my mom got a good relationship though.
Okay, well, a lot of the charges know that possession of that handgun. I'm gonna be unable to do that, sir. So your bond amount is $5,000. So that will conclude your first appearance hearing for today.
All right,
Have a good
thank
day,
you.
sir. Mhm.
Appreciate it.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Thomas.
Okay, Mr. Thomas. Deputies, I would like to take these inmates in alphabetical order. You caused me to shuffle my paperwork when we get them out of order. Okay, Mr. Thomas, you've been charged with simple battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for June 27th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on.
Okay, and let's see here. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Alexis Buford. That means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact the alleged victim through a third party or go to her home or workplace. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 4365 Grand Forest Circle, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30294, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, you will need to make arrangements to stay elsewhere, sir, while you're out on bond. However, I will include a provision in the order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property there. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then based on your application here, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved an attorney to represent you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have this problem.
Okay, can we have Mr. Terrell, is he available?
I have, give me a second, Your Honor. I'm setting up Mr. Thompson. Not sure who Mr. Terrell is. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Charles Ray Thompson.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, you've been charged with 10 charges. I'm gonna read each charge and give you the bond amount for each. Okay, you understand that? Okay, so. Your first charge is following too closely. Your bond amount is $500. The second offense is driving under the influence. Your bond amount is $3,500. The third offense is DUI. Second offense, your bond amount is $4,000. There's also an obstruction or hindering law enforcement charge for $2,000 is your bond amount. You have a violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act count. Your bond amount is $3,000 for that offense. The next offense is possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond amount is $8,000 for that offense. The next offense is interference with government property. Your bond amount is $4,000. The criminal damage, you also have a criminal damage in the second degree charge. Your bond amount is $3,500. And then you have two separate counts of making terroristic threats towards law enforcement officer. There were two separate officers that you threatened allegedly. So your bond amount for each terroristic threats is $10,000 each. Therefore, your total bond is $48,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts? Okay, can you make bond? Okay. I've approved, you didn't complete your court-appointed counsel form. Do you require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney, sir? Okay, do you currently have a job?
Got no more. I'm like,
Okay. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
It says 48,000.
Yes, sir, 48,500. Okay, deputies, who do we have next? I'm still waiting on Mr. Terrell, right?
Oh, yes, and we have the fugitive.
Okay, are y'all going to get Mr. Terrell? Did y'all?
Yes, we're looking for Mr. Terrell now.
Well, hopefully y'all know where he is. Okay, let's move forward with this so we can stay on task here. Let's move forward with the extradition hearing.
Yes. You go to 7. I got you. Stand by. Got everybody going everywhere.
Okay.
Get her off. Last name Johnson, first name Green.
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Christopher Davis.
Okay, Mr. Davis, Christopher Davis, correct? Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. This hearing is what is called an extradition hearing. All the rights that I previously advised everyone of early on also apply in your case, but your case is just a little bit different than the other first appearance hearing that have taken place today. Let me be clear, you do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County, Georgia. You have been brought to this court today because you have charges pending against you in another state, specifically it appears to be Mississippi, and they're requiring that you return to that state to answer to the charges. Are you in fact Christopher Marquise Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you already have an attorney representing you in this matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with being a fugitive from justice. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to OCGA Title 17, Chapter 13. As I've previously explained, it is alleged that you are charged with failure to register as a sex offender in the state of Mississippi. Specifically, Hinds County Sheriff Office is requesting that you return to the state of Mississippi to answer to the charges. You have a choice as to whether you wish to contest the extradition or waive the extradition and be returned to the other state without going through the formal extradition process. If you decide you wish to contest the extradition, the court may commit you to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days. During that time, a warrant will be prepared for the governor's signature for your extradition to the other state. The court may consider allowing you to post bond, but the court is not required to allow you to post bond in your case. As you are wanted by another jurisdiction, which is the state of Mississippi, I'm not setting a bond in your case. If you do not wish to voluntarily return to the state of Mississippi, you may file what we call a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest 4 things. The first thing is whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. The second basis is whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the demanding state of Mississippi. Thirdly is whether you are the person named in the request for the extradition, and for whether or not you are in fact a fugitive from justice. You cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in the state of Georgia. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition or in deciding whether to waive extradition. If the state of Mississippi is unable to extradite you within 30 days, you will be committed to the county jail for an additional 60 days while awaiting extradition. If the extradition is not complete in 90 days, then you will be released. Okay, that's if you contest. If you voluntarily decide to waive extradition and return to the state of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi will have up to 60 days to travel here to transport you back to the state of Mississippi. If they do not come to transfer you back to the state of Mississippi for a period not to exceed 60 days, you will be released. Do you have any questions regarding anything I've explained regarding your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you wish to contest extradition, or would you like to waive extradition and voluntarily return to the state of Mississippi to answer the charges against you?
About to go back.
Okay, if you voluntarily go back, you will need to sign the waiver forms from the deputies. The deputy, once you sign the waiver forms, the deputy will then submit those waiver forms to me for me to sign, and then the extradition process will begin. You understand that, sir? Okay, thank you. So deputy, can you get him to sign those extradition forms for me?
And we still looking for Terrell.
Okay, well, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna briefly go off the record to allow you to locate Mr. Terrell, because he will need his first appearance here for today. And then, because it is a WAA, so we'll need to have the first appearance for today. So we're gonna go off the record. When you have him available,